sky is blue, as long as you love him, love him. You've been so good to me, give you anything. You've been so good to me. Your love inside me, oh baby, you're my constellation, oh baby, there's no hesitation, oh baby, you're my constellation, oh baby, there's no hesitation. Every sky is blue, as long as you love him, love him. You've been so good to me, give you anything. You've been so good to me. Your love inside me, oh baby, you're my constellation, oh baby, there's no hesitation, oh baby, you're my constellation, oh baby, there's no hesitation. Every sky is blue, as long as you love him, love him. You've been so good to me, give you anything. You've been so good to me. Your love inside me, oh baby, you're my constellation, oh baby, there's no hesitation, oh baby, you're my constellation, oh baby, there's no hesitation. Every sky is blue, as long as you love him, love him. You've been so good to me, give you anything. You've been so good to me.
Hey Cgang, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Chrinah.P, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back my dear, welcome back Sabi, welcome back. And yeah, I missed you guys so much. I'm having juice. So today we are talking about self-confidence. We are unveiling the confident woman in us, today. And I want to speak to someone who is struggling about being confident, who is struggling to be confident in themselves, who is struggling to have faith in themselves, who is struggling to believe in themselves, who is someone who is just struggling to trust in themselves, and yeah, if you are that person, this video is for you. Someone who is self-confident about themselves is someone that is able to trust in their worth, is someone who is able to trust in their abilities, and someone who just embraces their beauty, who embraces their strength, who embraces their talents that God has given them. And while also doing that, you have to also acknowledge your weaknesses. You have to also acknowledge the things that you aren't able to do. And that's so okay. That's okay. That is okay, because we are not perfect. No one is perfect, but yet God still loves us. Yes, God still loves us, and yes, God still accepts us as we are. Accept us as we are. He loves us fully. He completely loves us just the way we are. And I want to tell you today that you are loved with all those things that you can do, with all those things that you aren't able to do, with all those things that you aren't able to master. God still sees you. God still loves you. And I think the reason why people aren't that confident with themselves is because they are thinking they are supposed to be perfect. They are thinking that everything that they do in their life, everything should just be perfect, and it's not supposed to be like that. It is not supposed to be like that. You have to acknowledge your limitations. You have to acknowledge your weaknesses, you know and also know that you are supposed to be like that. You are not perfect. No one is perfect, and I'm actually reminded of this scripture on on Esther. It's about Esther, where she's coming to a realization that her worth is not defined by her social status. Her worth is not defined by her queenly role, and her worth is not defined by her beauty, but her worth is rooted in God's purpose. Her worth is rooted in God's love. Her focus is on God's love, and that is just so inspiring. That is just so nice, coming to a realization that, you are now trusting God's plan. She's telling us that her confidence, her self-confidence grew as she trusted God's plan, as she embraced her heritage and her identity, as she embraced her weaknesses and also her limitations, as she spoke truth to power, even when she was feeling like she was afraid. She's telling us that, child, you have to embrace those weaknesses. You have to embrace your limitations. There's nothing wrong with having those weaknesses. There's nothing wrong with having those limitations. There's nothing wrong. All you have to do is to trust in God's plan. It is to understand that this is God's purpose. And also, you have to understand that this is not about us. This is not about you, but this is about God, who created you and also called you, And yeah, man, I want to tell you that you are loved. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And yeah, man, you are loved. You don't have to beat yourself up about your weaknesses and also your limitation. And also there's a verse that I wrote down, Psalms 139 verse 13 verse 14. It says, my flesh was made by you, and my parts joined together in my mother's body. Let's say it again. My flesh was made by you, my parts joined together in my mother's body, in my mother's womb. Your flesh was made by God, and your parts joined together in your mother's womb, in your mother's body. I don't know if you get that verse. You were created by God, and God makes no mistakes. He can never fail you, my dear. He can never do that, and I believe that you need to declare that over your life. If every time you feel inconfident, you have to remember this scripture. You have to remember Psalms 139 verse 13 to 14. My flesh was made by you. My flesh was created by you, joined together in my mother's body. My flesh was made by you, and my parts joined together in my mother's body. Also, speak Philippians 4 verse 13 that says, I am able to do all things through him who gives me strength. I am able to do all things through him who gives me strength. Every time you feel like you cannot do something, every time you just feel discouraged, you have to remember Philippians 4 verse 13. I am able to do all things through him who gives me strength. I am able I am able to do things, all things through him who gives me strength, and yeah, man, you are loved. Remember this. You are loved. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, Yes. Yeah, that's that for today. That's that for today. Yeah. And I know, I came across this other post this other day. I don't know where it was. I think it was on an Instagram feed. I don't know, my Instagram feed and all of that. And someone was just saying, someone posted, normalize encouraging people not mentioning Christ. Like normalize and being able to normalize, encourage, I think something like that. Normalize encouraging someone without mentioning Christ. And I'm just sitting there like how do you guys do it? Like, is that even possible, my dear? Like, is that even possible? Because, child, I don't even think that's possible. Like, I just don't think that's possible. Which is why, you see, I'm just quoting scriptures from the Bible. Because I don't think someone can be encouraged without the word. I just don't think someone can be encouraged without the word. I feel like the word is the one that encourages someone, is the one that builds someone, and yeah, man. Yeah, man. And that post got me, like, it just got me, like, for a second, and child, I don't understand. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. It's a wrap.